Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the differences of Java and JavaScript. So the first difference between JavaScript and Java is the execution. So in JavaScript, we name this language a load and go language. It means that we only write the code, the JavaScript code, and then we reference it to an HTML file and then it runs. But in Java, it's a little more difficult than that. We need to compile the code and then run it. So first of all, we have to write the code and then save it with a .java file. And after that, we need to compile it with a Java-C compiler. Then after that, we need to actually convert it to a bytecode and then save it with a .class. What is bytecode? In JavaScript, we don't see the converting of our code to zeros and ones, but in Java, we need to do that ourselves. So we need to turn it to a bytecode and then save it with a .class. After that, we need to convert it with a JVM application, which means Java Virtual Machine. And then after that, we run it. After that, it translates to a machine code and then it runs. So the next difference is the types. In JavaScript, we use dynamic typing, which means we can put whatever we want in a variable. I'm going to show it with an example here. So we have a variable called something. We say const something, and then we put in it a string that in it we say that the string is something. Also, we can make a variable again called something and put in it a number or an integer. That's why we call it dynamic typing, so we can put a string in it or an integer without saying what the variable is. But in Java, it's a strict typing and we can't do that. So again, with an example here, we have an age that is 21 and also 15. We can't put this, we can't write the code like this in Java actually. We need to state what exactly the variable is going to be. So if we have age and we have two integers here, we need to say that this variable is going to be an integer. And we cannot put in the age the integer variable string. This is wrong. But if we want to make a variable with a string, we can do this. We can make a variable and then state it with a string and say that this variable is only going to be a string and then put in it as something, a puppy, whatever we want, as long as it is a string. So the next difference between JavaScript and Java is the classes. I'm gonna explain this part with an example. This is a hamburger with its layers. If we want to write a code for these hamburgers for its layers, in JavaScript we're gonna write it like this. We're gonna have one object, and then in that object we're gonna say that there is two buns, a lettuce, a cheese, and a meat. But in Java we can't do that. We need to explain every layer in its class. So we're gonna have one object for the bun class, meat class, lettuce class, and then cheese class. Why are we doing this? Why can't we just write it like JavaScript? Because in Java, we need to state every little thing what it is. So if we write it like JavaScript, if we write it with one object and then put all the layers in it, it's gonna think that this is strings and in this object we have 4 strings. But actually we don't want strings and we don't have strings. We have 4 different classes of 4 different layers. That's why in Java it's a little complicated than that. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching.